Hello, everybody. The topic of the session is hyperlocal marketplaces, specifically in an omni-channel world. Omni-channel is what all brands, all companies are talking about. We want to give you a slightly different perspective of what your omni-channel strategy should be, especially if you're an offline player. Can I have the presentation, please? I don't think this is working. Where you have 18% and 82%. Can you guess which category of products is this? 18% is online and 82% is offline. The estimation is that in another 5 years, in 2020, this will move to 30% online and around 36% online and around 64% offline. Okay, so this as a category is mobiles, tablets, and accessories. This is very surprising for a lot of people because we have seen a lot of hype around the online e-commerce players, and because of all the news stories around it, because of all the discounts that are being driven and so on, the perception is that online is very, very huge. It's like this behemoth that's happening where there are actually a lot of sales happening, right? But mobile is a leading category online, and even that is just 18% right now, estimated to grow to just 30% in another 5 years. Let's look at another category. This is 11% online and 89% offline, estimated to grow to again 36% online and 64% offline. This is computers and IT. This is computers and IT, which is, again, you can see that it's heavily skewed towards offline despite the perception that online is big. Let's look at a couple more categories. It gets worse. If you're looking at it from an online perspective, it gets worse. This is consumer electricals. Consumer electricals, 4%, only 4% of consumer electricals is sold offline, online. The remaining 96% happens offline. Estimation in 2020 is it'll grow to 12%. That's all. It'll go to 12% online. And the last category that we are looking at is consumer durables. Only 5% of consumer durables is sold online right now, which is estimated to grow to 14% in the next 5 years. So this whole assumption that people have is that the sumo wrestler is online right now and that little kid is offline. That's actually completely wrong. It's the other way around. Offline is a reality of retail that a lot of people ignore in the hype that is there, all the media hype, all the discount-driven hype that is there around online. Offline is a major, major chunk of retail business that happens in India, and there is a huge opportunity and market out there, both for existing players and for new players. And this is where we are talking about hyperlocal apps. Hyperlocal apps as an opportunity in the online space. Now, what does hyperlocal give you as an advantage? So if you look at this cartoon is a telling example of the issues that we had with something as simple as online chatting about 10 years back. You're not sure of the person that you're chatting with, right? Online chatting was big, but you're not sure of who the person is, whether it's a male, whether it's a female, whether it's a teenager, or whether it's a 40-year-old or 50-year-old creep. That's the same issue that right now we have with products, with buying and selling. That's the same issue. You're not sure of the product that you're buying online. So what are the advantages that offline give you? The biggest advantage that offline gives you is upsell. When a customer walks in to a store, you can actually pitch a product of a higher value to him. That's not an opportunity that you get in online. Online, it's very, very restricted. There's already research that has happened, and the customer has more or less decided the only comparison he would be doing would be about price, which is the lowest price that he's getting. In fact, in many cases, online actually drives upsell down. It's the other way around. It's more a downsell in terms of price that happens and margins that happen. When a customer walks into your store, you have an opportunity to drive upsell. The second biggest advantage is cross-selling. A customer comes in for a mobile phone, you can sell him other products, you can sell him accessories, you can sell him screen guards, you can sell him Bluetooth headsets and so on. So that opportunity for cross-sell that is there in offline is there to a certain extent in online, but the opportunity and the advantage that you have in a retail space where there's a direct interaction between the shopkeeper and the customer is missing online. These are all standard terms that are very common to offline players, retail brands, but we have ignored, or we are more or less overlooking them in this whole hype that there is around online. Lesser returns. Now, this is a strange word to use here because when we think about returns, we talk about return on investment, right? So why would lesser returns be an advantage in offline? One of the bug words or the bad words that is there in the online space is return of the product. The customer orders the product and it gets returned back. All this is a cost, not just to the brand, it's not just to the e-commerce player. It's also a headache to the customer. It's also a headache to a retailer if he's in a marketplace model. So offline reduces the chances of a product getting returned back to the dealer. The biggest advantage, which is why offline is such a huge, huge space in India right now, is trust. The Indian customer is heavily invested in trust. He wants to know that it's a brand that he's buying from. He wants to know that it's not a gray market product. He wants to know that there will be after-sales service. He wants to know that there will be warranties provided. There are issues in that online space currently, and we are all aware of that. So these are the biggest advantages that offline give. However, we should not ignore the advantages that technology and online gives us. So what are those advantages that online gives us? Better cash flow. Just to add to these, all these four advantages offline lead to better cash flow for you and higher margins. Upselling and cross-selling gives you better cash flow and higher margins. Now, what are the advantages of online that we should not ignore? The biggest advantage is discovery. Right? Earlier, offline would maybe restrict you to discovery in the catchment area that you are in. Using online, you can actually reach out to a wider audience. 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers across the world, you can reach out to across the world. Communication. Earlier, at best, an offline store could give communication of offers through newspaper inserts or maybe local advertising. Now, through the network, through mobile apps and so on, you can reach out to a wider audience for your communication of offers and discounts. And the third advantage is analytics. Earlier, if a customer walks into your store, asks for a product, and that product is not available, what we call stockouts, there was very little technology available for us to capture this in terms of analytics so that we can do demand generation and all these other things. So analytics is a big advantage. What do? We bring you the best of both worlds. So what we are is Zopper, a hyperlocal marketplace. Can you please play the video, please? The video will give you a brief idea of what Zopper is. Okay. Pedigree, 3 years old company. We are 120 people strong now, more than 12.5 million SKUs, 2 lakh offline stores geotagged on our network with more than 1 million Android installations. So that's our pedigree. Our investors, we are backed by Tiger. Founders of Flipkart have an investment in us, Nirvana and Bloom. These are our biggest investors. So we are backed by sound capital to drive this and make this a success. Some of the partners that we have already partnered with, as far as brands are concerned, the Mobile Store, Career Media, Hotspot, Samsung, and Micromax. A case study, we have picked up Mobile Store as a case study, 482 stores and 50 warehouses integrated, more than 600 plus SKUs sold. And through our technology, what we have done is we have made real-time pricing and availability, available on the app through ERP integration. So if there is a price drop at a particular instant, it's immediately available on the app. This is done through a technical integration, and locally it's possible. So if there's VAT difference, if there is pricing difference between a certain locality or between different cities, all that is immediately available on the app. Through Mobile Store, we provide instant delivery, and 2.44% conversion is what we are looking at right now, and we estimate that it will go much higher as we step up our advertising and marketing efforts. This is a testament that has been given to us by the CEO of Mobile Store, Mr. Himanshu Chakravarti. He's very happy with this initiative that we have done with us, and is probably one of those the biggest players in the offline field who's decided to take online on directly. So how can Zopper help you? Simply in a nutshell, we provide you discovery on our app through technology, GPS, and the internet. We provide you ERP integration, which will give real-time availability of the product price and your inventory. Marketing integration to communicate offers locally. Thank you. If there are any questions, I can quickly answer those. Or if you're short on time, then we can take it offline. Any questions? Fine. Thank you then. And please get in touch with any of us back there in the team that we have, and we'll be able to help you out with your queries. Thank you.